Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, students. Welcome to our respected dignitaries. We are all set to another Mitra program, which is basically interaction with industry person. So here we have among us our Indian speaker. So let me introduce the dignitaries in the dais. So we have as Professor Sudipto Principal, Haldia Technology, as our chief guest for this program. We have Professor Dean, School of Engineering, Haldia Technology, as guest of honor. We have Professor Bikash Bapari, Dean, Student Welfare, Haldia Technology, as guest of honor. And last but not the least, we have today's speaker, the industry person, as well as the alumni of this department, Mr. Mitra, Associate Director, Ernst. So this particular event is about an interaction which is basically about the role of innovative thinking in industry, how the students should be prepared for the rapid technological changes that are sweeping over the industry and prepare themselves. So I hope this session will be very much useful for you guys. Professor Gautam Kumar Ghosh to felicitate our principal, Professor Sudipto Kumar. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Supriya Roy, Associate Professor of the Department, to felicitate Professor Torun Gandhi-Jana, Dean, School of Engineering. Next, I'd like to invite Professor Gautam Kumar Ghosh to felicitate Professor Bikash Bapari, Dean, School of Engineering. I'd like to request Dr. Supriya Roy to felicitate today's speaker, Mr. Sudipto Mitra. I request Professor Sudipto Kumar to felicitate our speaker. Okay, so we are about to begin our program, which is sponsored by AICT SPICES, that is scheme for promoting interests, creativity, and ethics among the students. So our ME Club is one of the recipients of the scheme. Okay, so now I'd like to invite our dignitaries to say a few words about this particular event. So first of all, I'd like to invite our principal, Professor Sudipto Kumar to address the academy.
Respected dignitaries of the dais and my dear students, it's a great honor to present here on this auspicious day when the Mechanical Engineering Club is arranging a beautiful lecture delivered by an ex-student of this college who is an expert on that topics. So definitely you will learn knowledge, not only that you will enrich your knowledge as you can understand what is going in the coming to the world. Actually, this type of workshop or should be organized in any institute. Many of things which are not in your textbook. So that thing you will learn, which is in research oriented. So that you will learn from this workshop, seminar. So this is one type of journal activities. So So, normally in a college, there are three categories. One is curricular activities, which you are teaching and learning in the classroom, and this co-curricular, and next is extracurricular. So this is the part of co-curricular activities. And the topics, which is now I am seeing that innovation and creative thinking. Practically, what is you should learn that you should know what is innovation and what is creation, and why it is necessary. So that part should be clear. Then the expert will deliver the lecture, and you get the fruitful knowledge from there.
They have introduced and emphasized on this particular innovative and creativity aspects, how it can be inculcated by the current generation students, so that they can imbibe these particular qualities within these 4 years of their degree courses, so that they can readily apply those aptitudes in their professional life. Those who are in the second year and third year, of course also in the fourth year, particularly from the mechanical department, you have perhaps noticed that last couple of months or last 1 year almost, quite a good number of similar programs were organized, particularly to focus on the AICT Idea Lab. Because this Idea Lab is also some sort of part of a creative area where you can create or you can innovate your ideas and give certain shape by realizing certain industrial products. Another similar program that is also credited to our mechanical engineering department thanks to the IICT, that is the SPICE, for which this particular program has been organized. So today we have our Vikas, and since then, probably for the last 20 years since graduation, he is associated with the data consultancy services, and recently he has switched over to the very prestigious organization Ernst and Young as a consulting engineer. So hopefully he is holding very prestigious position, having sort of working portfolios which credits. I'll say just one or two few words regarding this innovation, why it is so essential. If you consider any common product that we are using or which are available in our society, maybe car, maybe your Android phone, maybe your laptop, you see that very regularly, with a regular interval, some new developments or new products having some new features are coming up. You know that in every year, perhaps in the month of January, in Delhi, an auto expo is organized, where all leading automobile manufacturers are coming with their new model, which are going to be launched in the forthcoming years. So objective is that how it is possible to realize new products or models through the innovations of all people. And so it is misnomer to consider that innovation does not necessarily always mean that there has to be gigantic changes. A small incremental changes are welcomed by the industry, and this should be a part of your continuous improvement. And without this, it is not possible to survive. I was referring to the teaching learning which you have followed from your early childhood up till now. This tacit learning does not induce or help imbibe that much qualities for your innovativeness to be manifested in your workplace. And that is why special emphasis is given to this. But all the POs which are written over here, you have to prepare yourself so that you will be able to exhibit these 12 qualities after completion of your graduate courses. And that is why they are popularly known as graduate attributes. And this is not only practiced in India, but it is globally accepted. So there is no respite from this. So this innovation, it is not only confined to the automobile industry. The very appropriate example would be which would be available at you. Perhaps all of us are having a smartphone. So quite a significant changes have taken place in these smartphone areas over the couple of years. By the way, have you heard the term Bharos, which is recently introduced? Bharos, B-H-A-R-O-S. In the current generation, people, all of you are having a smartphone. You can access the internet 24/7. But in the current days, as an Indian, you are not aware or you have not heard the term Bharos. This was developed only in the last week. Bharos is an Android software equivalent to present, which is all mobile phones are used by based on the Android. it is going to be replaced by our indigenous software named VAROS. VAR stands for Bharat, OS stands for operating system. It is a Linux kernel-based operating system, and most importantly, as all people belonging to the academic fraternity, the assignment Government of India has assigned to IIT Madras. So we just see what will be its impact if it is successfully launched. So that is the innovation, and that is what exactly not only the Government of India, each and every activity, each and every aspect or every organization or the regulating authority are contemplating of this particular issue. And particularly those who are studying your engineering, who are in the second year, third year, fourth year, and about to join the industry. So industry will be looking for this typical quality which you have to inculcate and you have to manifest by virtue of your workplace. In industry, resources are not abundant. You have to work within the constraints. So how creative you will be, how you can efficiently or optimize your resources. Resources means in terms of time, money, effort, physical resources, everything. That is the challenge and that is the requirement of the present day industry, without which it is very difficult to survive. So these are the some sort of platforms or programs which are organized by our department continuously. These are a very valuable and potential platform to inculcate these habits, the innovativeness, and imbibe those things and try to follow, to implement during the 3 or 4 or 2, whatever years are left before you leave this particular institute. So one thing I will just say before conclusion, that today's program is a little bit formal. It is a combination of formal and informal. In one way, today's distinguished speaker is from industry, holding a very prestigious position in a very prestigious organization, but at the same time, he is your so-called your alumni. He has come to his alma mater. So in one way it is a formal, so in the other hand it is an informal. So you will get this, try to utilize this particular opportunity today's platform to listen to his talks, to listen to his experience, and at the end I request Mr. Mitra to share the campus life which he used to enjoy in your times. At that time there was no internet, there was no smartphone. Campus infrastructure was not that much which he can enjoy right now, but still I believe that they enjoyed a lot at that particular time because the bonding was very much prevalent and very strong at that time. So I will request, if time permits, I will request Mr. Mitra to share some of their college life, hostel life, and as well as the campus life. So I believe that today's session will be extremely useful and you will enjoy a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Professor Gautam Kumar Ghosh to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Respected Professor Dr. Sudipto Mondal, our principal, Professor Tarun Kanti Jana, our dean, Professor Vikas Bapari, dean, student affairs, and our chief guest, Mr. Sudipto Mitra, our alumni. I am very proud to have him with us in spite of his busy schedule. He has given his time, and all my faculty and staff members of my department and my dear students. It's a very heartening to have an alumni after so many years to have a vis-a-vis interaction with the present batch of students. He has passed long back, so the past and the present meets today. See, he has a very big heart. The books that are laid on this table are being donated by Mr. Mitra, so I request all of you to give him a big round of applause. This is what calls Alma Mater Connect. He feels that he needs to deliver something to his alma mater, his department. So he has donated a small part. But as an educational institute, these are a very valuable offerings that we are having right now, books. So today's session, I believe it will be a hell lot of an experience for you guys, because you can hear the path through which Mr. Sudipto has gone through, the footprints of his success story. It will be of immense wealth to you. See, as a mechanical engineer, you will be feeling proud that one day you will be Mr. Sudipto Mitra, who is an achiever right now. I believe that seeing great personalities like him will boost up your confidence that you have taken the right decision in joining mechanical engineering department. And most of our senior alumni are well placed across the world. So in normal situation, hardly you will get an appointment to Mr. Mitra. But see, he is with us over here. You can have a very vivid interaction with him. Okay. So see guys, the topic he has chosen is innovativeness and creativity, which will be prevailing in 5 to 10 years down the line. It will be there in the market only. There will be no human effort required. With the advent of AI, they will be taking all the mundane works. You will not be required to give physical efforts. The machines are getting smart. The softwares are getting smart. No developers will be required. Only creators and only innovators will be prevailing the world. So try to change your spectrum from working hard to being creative. The way the world is changing is amazing, because AI will engulf everything. No human effort will be required to run a factory, to run a machine, to run a vehicle, anything. It will be done by AI. You know what ChatGPT is doing right now? It will change the whole education system. We have to maybe think of some other ways of teaching and learning. Nobody will come to class. You just type a question, it will be answered. As simple as that. Things are changing, my dear guys. It's very fast. World is changing. You need to change your spectrum. So what Mr. Mitra will be delivering is the need of the hour. You need to be creative, you need to be innovative. Then only you can survive. Otherwise, you are getting 9 points, 10 points, very good in all the subjects. Theoretically, you are perfect. Ultimately, it will not required in the real world. Okay. So I hope this session will be a very effective and very fruitful to you guys. Okay, try to interact with him as much as possible, try to extract as much as possible, and try to listen how he has become successful in his life. Try to follow his footsteps. Okay, so maybe 20 years down the line you will be CEO of some company, right? Who knows? So try to think big. Okay, so all in all the best to this wonderful session which will be commencing right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now we are about to listen from the speaker. Before that, let me give a brief bio sketch of him. Mr. Sudipto Mitra has done his BTech honors in mechanical engineering from Haldia Institute of Technology, as mentioned, in 2004, the first batch. He has started his working life as a software professional in Tata Consultancy Services. Presently, Mr. Mitra is serving as the Associate Director of Ernst & Young. For a major time of his 19-year-long career, he has served Tata Consultancy Services in various capacities. His area of expertise is consulting, business development, GTM strategy, customer management, and business transformation. In his long stint in the professional field, he has acquired vast experience spanning across multiple and diverse domains like life sciences, banking, and insurance. Mr. Mitra has obtained certification as a data science professional from Johns Hopkins University, US, as a design thinking technologist, professional for digital transformation, and certification for Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. A seasoned technologist, Mr. Mitra has a passion for solving business and societal problems. Outside work, Mr. Mitra is actively pursuing two passions in his own work, in the garden with his beloved flowers, or behind the wheels of his trusted Jeep, usually on a long-distance rally. He also says that anything with 4 wheels and an engine attracts him. So Team Manav and Team Vidyut members, you know whom to connect. Okay, so I have a fond memory with Mr. Sudipto Mitra as batchmates in the 4-year stint in Haldia Technology. So we had kind of lots of interactions in different manner. Especially I remember during exam times, just going to Sudipto's room to understand the concepts for steam turbine and all this. Okay, so it's nice to have Sudipto. So he is a charming personality and many fans following from his student days itself. So now the stage is open to Sudipto.
Good afternoon. Let's try it once again. Good afternoon. That's better. Okay, so today's topic is application of innovation and creative thinking in the industry. Too much of a heavy topic. I will try to make it as interesting for you as possible. I've got only one request. No phone calls, ringtones, etc. You can please put your phone on silent. If you need to take a call, please feel free to go outside at any time. If you feel that I'm boring you, you are welcome to leave at any time. So, because like look, I am more closer to your professor's generation, right, than I am to yours, right? So you are the so-called TikTok generation. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying it's good or bad, right? So I will have to connect with you to make it interesting for you, to make you understand what gibberish I'm talking about, right? So let's get this show on the road. My name is Sudipto Mitra. It's not Sir. It's not Sir Sudipto. It's not Sir Mitro. You can call me Sudipto. You can call me Sudipto Da, right? Everything works. Sir doesn't work, right? I'm your alumni. Okay, so let's do a bit of introduction before we get to the main thing. So this is the batch of 2004, mechanical engineering, right? This was taken at a friend's elder brother's wedding. We did not have cell phones then, right? I bought my first cell phone with my first salary. That was back in 2004 and didn't have a camera. Okay, so the camera phone I think came in 2008-ish time frame. So this was like scanned. So I had to search for this particular program, and Amardeep was kind enough to take out of his family album. This was at Amardeep's brother's marriage. That's me, right, with a red arrow, probably looking at the food, trying to decide what to have for dinner, because food at that time in the hostel was crap. Okay, so I'll just give you a small example. Like we used to go on train trips. Folks used to say that Indian railway food is like bad, and I could just wolf it down, right? Because compared to the hostel food, that was like a treat. Okay, so you can understand, right? And I can tell you, in a Bengali there is a term called "Khe short fele diyeche," right? So all of us, if you see here, we ate so much that actually there was a shortfall in that particular ceremony. There is another person here that you know, right, my dear friend, Siru, Dr. Banerjee for you. So that's batch of 2004. I think it was taken somewhere in January 2004. Jump cut 2 decades, like 19 years in the industry. So I've walked across 3 continents, multiple countries, multiple portfolios. Right? I'm a certified design thinker. So we'll get to know what is a design thinking. Right? So we talk about creativity. How does creativity come? One person doesn't get up in the morning and say, hey, let's be creative today. Right? So there is a method to the madness. So I will try to teach you how it is done. Right? Now I work as Associate Director of Consulting. Right? My portfolio is mostly US life sciences companies. So I help them to optimize supply chain, manufacturing, right? How to bring a drug to the market fast, right? And to make sure that there is no shortage of a particular drug anywhere in the world. So that's forecasting, right? Some data science, some AI. Or Sunday ko main Madhi ka kaam karta hu. ठीक है? So this is me in a nutshell. So this is the standard disclaimer, right? Because there is, what we are going to talk about is not textbook, it's not Navier-Stokes equation. So there is no right, no wrong. There are many views to this, to solve a particular problem. This is my view. It doesn't reflect on anybody apart from me. Okay? Not to my company, not to the department, not to anybody. Okay. This is the agenda for today. Okay? Now I have been where you guys have been, right? Okay, before that, how many 4th years? Show of hands, please. Okay. How many 3rd years? Okay. Heavy. 2nd years? Any 1st years? Good. So, everybody, including me, when I was in 3rd year or my 4th year, had one thought: how to get placed. Right? 2 thoughts rather. How not to get a supply and how to get placed. Right? Everything revolved around that. So that is the last topic. What does it mean for skills and manpower? What do you need to do to get placed? Okay? I can directly jump to that. But we are engineers. Right? So we need to understand why we are doing something, right? The why behind it. That's what separates us from tradesmen. Right? Who's going to run a machine? He knows how to run a machine. He will never be able to reach that level of skill. But he doesn't know why he needs to put a particular carbide tip. Right? He will come running to you saying that for this material I need this, because you know why. Right? So that is, so before that, the 3 topics are the why. Right? When we go to what does it mean for skills and manpower, we'll do the why and then we'll go to the how. Okay? So this is the agenda for today. And then another rule, right? That my dear professor at St. Xavier's used to say, there are no silly questions. There are no stupid questions. There are just questions. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Right? Raise your hand and we will sort of go as deep as you want. If you don't understand something, because the topics are a bit, as your professors were saying, this is not exactly in any textbook. This will probably be taught in a textbook 15 years down the line. It's still right what the industry is right now trying to do. Okay? So ask as many questions. If not, I will ask questions back. And I prefer the backbenchers to ask questions, because that's where the interesting thing happens, because I was a backbencher all my life. Okay? So, and I want to thank all of you who are turning up, and I want to thank the person who designed that particular logo board with my photo and all. So who was that? Right? Thank you so much. It was lovely. Thank you. Thanks again. Right? And it's a great honor, right? I didn't ever thought that I will get coming back to college, get a Uttar here and like sit beside the principal. Thanks. Thanks, sir, for inviting me. Okay. All of you, take out your cell phones. Everybody, take out your cell phones. We'll start with what is innovation? What do you know about innovation? Everybody, cell phones ready? Is invention and innovation the same thing? No, sir. Hold on. We are, yes sir, no sir, we'll go interesting. Okay, there is a problem here, but I need a chalk. I got some chalk. Got some chalk. This will do. Go to www.menti.com. Wait for me because things. This is good, thank you. And I need another volunteer here, right? Somebody point out who has the best handwriting in the class. Okay, cool. I'll need you. Not right now, but I will need you. Go to menti.com, type in that code 62912145 and vote. Let's see. Something went wrong. Okay, so sorry for the technical issue. Right? I'm trying to sort this. Give me a moment. Supposed to sort okay, so we have got about 11 who says innovation and invention are not the same thing. And I've got one who says not sure. Okay? And I've got no yeses. Right? Okay, sorry. The code is 62912145. Hold on, I'll write it down. 62912145. 62912145. Let's go. It's supposed to come big, whole screen. Okay, 20, 21, 22. Okay, right? So not to put anybody on the spot, but who said not sure? Anybody said not sure? There's one not sure. Okay, no, because I identify with that person, right? It's very difficult to say where invention stops and where innovation starts, right? Okay, cool. We'll just go back to the slide. We were So we have more or less established that innovation and invention are not the same thing. Okay? So we got a empty board. There's only one person I can identify, the nameless student who is not willing to say who he is. Okay, cool. Then, what is innovation? This is the standard Cambridge Dictionary definition. I will not read through, you just guys see what it means. New idea or method or the use of new ideas and methods. Invention, something that has never been made before, or the process of creating something that has never been made before. Did not make any sense to me. Right? If this was the definition, that was exam के लिए रट्टा मार के चले जाते हैं, but nobody can identify, right, this innovation and invention, right? So what we will do is that we will try to make our own definition. Just think of this: creating something for the first time is invention. It could be a process, it could be something, some material, some technology, something. But taking it to at scale to society, to get value out of it, is innovation. Right? So let's just park on to that, my definition for a second. Conceptualizing idea into a product or service of value. The word value here is very important. Without value, there is no point in doing any kind of innovation. So why do we do? Why innovate? So two aspects to it. One is commercial. Increased market share, more paisa, more revenue, more customer, or societal space. Make the world a better place. We've all heard the song. So innovation can be business driven. Innovation can also be social. Okay? So hold on to that. Innovation doesn't always mean that it has to be for money. It can also be for adding societal value. Making sense? Going too fast? My friends at the back? Sab tik tak? You guys don't have a door at the back to run out of. You will have to only go out of me. I will not feel offended if you want to go out. This is my cheeky definition of innovation. You will see that this is doing rounds now. What everybody has seen and thinking what everybody has not thought. Think of any innovation. Ultimately, this is what comes down to. Innovation, not invention. Invention is doing it for the first time. Innovation exists in some form. You will have to see it and feel how can I bring it. Okay? I've got a cheekier definition. जुगाड़. ठीक है? Hold on to this word जुगाड़. Why? जुगाड़ is in Indian context. सब कोई जुगाड़ लगा लेते हैं. We do a lot of time. But when does जुगाड़ stops being जुगाड़ and becomes innovation? So I will tell you, right, the rigor that is needed to make जुगाड़ and innovation at scale. Right? What needs to be done? ठीक है? What innovation is not? My friends at the back, your opinion, what innovation is not? I know it's after lunch, very difficult to keep awake. Anybody? Your definition of what innovation is not? This is supposed to be interactive. I'm not your professor. What innovation is not? हाँ फिर से
जुगाड़ नहीं हो सकता,
जुगाड़
नहीं हो सकता।
क्यों नहीं हो सकता? जुगाड़ मैंने बोला ना कि इनोवेशन जुगाड़ ही हो सकता है. One form of innovation is जुगाड़. No. It's not that I am putting you on the spot. I'm saying if you saying something, there has to be a logic, right? So you said innovation is not जुगाड़. Why?
Because it is the idea what we think. So जुगाड़ idea.
ठीक है, I will take it. Nobody? Yeah.
According to me, innovation is not a barrier. It isn't a full stop. Indeed, it is a beginning for a new thought or a refined thought from the previous one.
Absolutely okay. This is one definition. Okay, let's see. Innovation is not technology. Our problem is whenever we think of innovation, we think of technology. अरे बॉस क्या इनोवेटिव टेक्नोलॉजी लाया, क्या इनोवेटिव सेलफोन है, क्या टेस्ला इनोवेटिव गाड़ी ले आ रहा है. बट इनोवेशन इज नॉट टेक्नोलॉजी. Then what is innovation? If it's not technology, innovation is the empathy to connect with a problem, ठीक है, and solve it creatively. So it has got nothing to do with technology. मतलब if there is, in fact, all of you have gone into a supermarket. Still, shelves are stacked. That stacking has a particular process behind it. Nobody stacks it or nobody places goods anywhere. Right? Randomly nobody places. The whole journey of a customer through a store is first mapped out. Then, depending upon who pays most, their products are kept at the start, beginning. Okay? This is an innovation. Got nothing to do with technology. Or in a way, if you see the way they stack boxes in a particular Amazon delivery trucks or anything, there's a particular process to it. It's not an innovation. Stack boxes is not technology. How to stack it is the innovation. So think a bit different. Innovation and technology, please disassociate them for a moment. Right? Innovation can be anything. It can be a process, it can be technology led, but not necessarily always technology led. Okay? And there are two things that is very important. The word empathy. Empathy means to connect. You will not be able to solve a problem unless you connect with that. If you are 5,000 miles away from a problem, you will not be able to connect. You won't have the empathy to solve it. You will not have the empathy to innovate. So first is empathy means connection, and solve it creatively in the sense, in a way that is not done before. And the other thing is the rigor to implement. Innovations fail because people don't have the rigor or the process or the mindset कि उसको लास्ट तक लेके जाना है. We lose steam very fast. Because we lose steam very fast, we don't have the rigor to implement. ठीक है? Questions? No questions. No questions? Then the question comes. Your professors were saying, we need to innovate, we need to innovate. But why do we need to innovate? What happens if we don't innovate? What happens if the world starts innovating? Stops innovating? Anybody here who knows who this person is? Anybody? Wild guesses? Any name will do. I will accept Narendra Modi. Gentleman, second row right with glasses. Who is this? Wild guesses will do. But I am accepting Narendra Modi, you all know it's not Narendra Modi. So who is he? I can guarantee you each and every one of you has heard his name. Yes? Who said that? Please raise of hands. I said interesting people always sit in the back bench. It's that indeed Charles Darwin. Read that statement. Read that statement, absorb it for a second, then we will go and I will take a drinks break. Okay. So what Charles Darwin said is not the strongest of the species that survives the most intelligent, the one most adaptable to change. We innovate to survive so that we can go with the changing times. Okay? Sadly, our education system is probably the last where innovation comes at the last. Right? So the textbooks that I read 20 years ago, probably you guys are reading the same. Right? There is no much change to it. But that's beyond my pay grade to discuss. Now, industrial revolutions. I thought of giving it a more mechanical engineering flavor because you guys are mechanical. Had it been computer, I would have given some other example. Industrial revolution, everybody has heard. Anybody who has not heard? Okay. How many industrial revolutions? This is the change part. How many industrial revolutions do you know of? Great, great, I didn't expect that. But can you break it down for me?
First industrial revolution was when steam engine was introduced. Second was when the printing press was introduced. Third was when electricity was introduced, I think. Computer automation. Fourth is AI.
I won't say AI, but okay, let's discuss. Okay? So you know the fourth industrial revolution. So you understand what is changing. So if we were stuck here, none of us would have survived. But none of us in the sense no industry would have survived. So we need to move ahead with the times. That is where innovation comes in. First one is where industry factories started in Europe, particularly in England and UK. Second one, 1870 to 1970s, we had assembly lines. Ford was the first company who introduced assembly lines. Model T Ford. They brought down the. I don't have to take a photo. I will send it out. You will get the PDF. Anyhow, third happened with PLCs, computer automation and robotics. So when I was in college, we were talking about third industrial revolution. So we didn't have, robotics was the cutting edge thing at that point of time. 2000-ish, 2004, robotics, PLC, computer automation was the talk of the town. Then we are right now in the fourth industrial revolution. Happened in 2011. Everybody has heard of Bosch? Company name Bosch?
Yes.
So Bosch introduced the term in 2011 in a white paper outlining what the fourth industrial revolution should look like. Smart factories, IoT. Everybody here understands what IoT is. What's that? What does it do?
Connect everything to the internet.
Speak up.
We can connect anything to the internet using IoT.
Connected world, IoT, right? That's spot on. Third is cyber physical systems. Extension of the IoT. Right? How can something in the internet affect something in the physical world? So that's like all the new movies coming out of Hollywood have some hacker doing something out of it. Right? So something where somewhere happens, nuclear reactor shuts down and everything. So that is cyber physical systems. My generation has seen third, we are in fourth. Right? You will start with fourth, but I hope that you will go to fifth. The fifth industrial revolution is yet to come. I'm hoping folks in the room will usher it in. Right? It will probably be 10-15 down. We have already started talking about it. Right? For the moment something matures a little, people start talking about what is next to innovate. So fourth is 10 years old. Okay? So if you go and talk about fourth, everybody understands. So what's next? Fifth. What will fifth have? This is my idea, right? This is not yet established. What should fifth have? Green manufacturing. What is green manufacturing? Anybody? Yeah, please.
So green manufacturing means manufacturing with the help of sustainable form of energy like solar, wind, all this. With electricity which is renewable.
Partly right, thank you. Anybody else?
Generally, that manufactured that today we are using by the means of primitive resources. But day after day, some resources that will be implemented, like some greenhouse effects. That something like we can say that using resources like sustainability is main factor, and like solar people. That are the wind power, that are the uses that we can implement the manufacturing process also, and the quality of material that they are using, and recycling again and manufacturing the same product by reducing the cost or the carbon less, so we can make a better product in manufacturing.
Spot on. So there are two aspects to it. One is use clean energy, as you said, right? Another thing is the mantra is zero carbon dioxide footprint, zero greenhouse gas footprint. So that means there are many types of carbon footprint for a company. Energy is one. You are sourcing raw materials. So it needs to get shipped to your factory. So that means it needs to get transported. So that means there is a carbon footprint for it. One. That raw material is mined somewhere or manufactured somewhere. So that's upstream. So the whole value chain of the company, right from the raw material to the manufacturing to the consumer and recycling. So that is green manufacturing. Zero carbon footprint. That's utopia. Nobody has done it. So there is a nice book by Bill Gates, How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. So if you read it, you will get some ideas. He is talking about fifth, what we can do to make sure we go into green manufacturing. Second is purpose-led commerce. Very tangential concept. What is purpose-led commerce? Purpose-led commerce. Commerce means फायदा. उसमें purpose-led कहाँ से आ गया? Purpose-led means that you will not chase money. You will not chase your bottom line, top line, balance sheet, etc. You are going to chase an idea, a morale, a dream. Business or profit is just a part of it. Big words, nobody has done that. For example, the company I work for, that's purpose and mission statement is creating a better working world. Okay. Creating a better working world. That's the mission statement of my company. You can see it from any angle. My job is to maximize my customers' profit. Right? If I don't maximize my customers' profit, I don't get a paycheck. But to make sure that when we do it, we do not harm the environment, society, etc. So that is the mission statement. So that is purpose-led commerce. Commerce for the betterment of society. Human-machine harmony. All of you probably understand, you guys are big into AI. Right? At our point of time, we didn't have AI, we didn't have machine learning or anything. Neural networks was something that was taught at Indian Statistical Institute on paper because they didn't have the compute power. But yeah, human-machine harmony. So that is probably the fifth. Okay. Questions on this slide? Am I going too fast, too slow? How many people are bored? Blank looks anywhere? Which actor? Anybody? No movie buff in the room? Like he was late my generation only. So I'm trying to mix things up in terms of why innovate. Bada baat kar liya, purpose-led commerce and green manufacturing and all that. Nobody knows. Yes, who said Michael Douglas? Great. If you can say which movie after I bring in the line.
Sir, with the help of AI, I would.
Oh, फिर क्या होगा? देखते हैं how powerful is your AI? Which movie? अच्छा ठीक है. Look at the line. A very very controversial statement, but I like it. See on the screen. What is the statement? मतलब लालच अच्छा है, लालच काम करता है. Right? All that I talked about, green manufacturing, society, commerce and everything comes down to greed. I want to innovate because I want to get more revenue. I want to innovate so that my society is stable, it's better. Greed. This is a quote. Your AI is helping out, or should I say the movie name? Anybody? No?
Wall Street.
Yes, Wall Street. Right? So he is a trader on the Wall Street. He gets accused of stock manipulating and greed. So this is the statement. Greed works. Without greed, there is no innovation. No greed, no innovation. Don't say your professors I told that, huh? Without greed, there is no innovation. Now, why entities are innovating? So, ultimate thing is greed, but there are brackets to the greed. Definitely to grow, maximize profit. If I don't grow, I die. Byju's, everybody has heard of Byju's here. Did any of you take subscription of Byju's? Huh? Yes, no? Byju's is a company which has to grow to survive. It has to, its run rate should be 40% year on year. Or else, there is nobody coming in to give more money. It's a loss-making enterprise, right? So the only way it can survive is somebody comes and gives more money for them to spend. Why will they give more money for them to spend? Because they have captured the whole of the India and probably to some extent the world's education market. So there is future profit in the line. 3 years, 4 years down the line, they are going to make money. So grow, adapt and to stay relevant. Let me give another example. Nokia, everybody has heard of, I guess. The first phone I had was Nokia. Nokia at that point of time, you either had Nokia or you had Motorola. Yes. None of the companies exist today. You will find anybody hardly using a Nokia phone. Except Professor TKJ, not this version of Nokia, right? The earlier version. Nokia went bust. Then it got acquired by Lenovo. Now it's coming back to the market. The mistake they made.
Lack of innovation.
Lack of innovation. Lack of innovation. BlackBerry is another company. The greatest mistake Nokia made was they did not go on the Android platform. But they did not stay relevant. Another company is BlackBerry. When we started, right, BlackBerry was the thing that everybody, were carrying. The company, RIM, went bust. Differentiate. when you think of aspirational cell phones, aspirational laptops, aspirational tablets, Apple, right? Because they have differentiated themselves, right? So innovation also means differentiation, product placement, optimize. There are many companies which innovate on the optimization space. Matlab, they have this much money, this much resources, and Apple or Samsung has this much resource. With that, they make a cell phone. But I'm giving cell phone examples because it's easy to understand. Probably an Oppo, or give me another name, Vivo. They have this much resources, but they have optimized everything so that they can give probably the similar product at 2/3 or half the price. Optimization. Another classic example of optimization, I will say, anybody here follows F1 racing? What's your team? Red Bull. Mercedes. Red Bull. No Ferraris? I like Red Bull, but I don't like Max Verstappen. I like Lewis Hamilton better. But so there is a connection to Red Bull. When I used to stay in UK, I used to stay in a place which was next to the Red Bull F1 factory. Right? So I had gone on visits. I can tell you, right, whatever we know about automobile engineering, once you go inside that factory, you have to leave everything outside. If they make engine blocks, this is a sidebar, which you can lift with your hand. They make engine blocks out of titanium aluminum alloy because they will have to reduce weight. So they 3D print parts. We are 3D print parts in automobile industry. They do. So what I was coming here was, you have the Red Bulls, you have the Ferraris, you have the Mercedes, right? And then you have 7 other teams, right? They don't have that much resource, but they will have to put 2 cars and 2 drivers every Sunday, after 15 days. So they have to optimize to innovate. So that is a classic example of innovation coming into the optimization space. Improve society. How many of you have recently got a passport? Anybody? How much time it took? 1, 2 months? 2 months. 2 months. Thankfully I left TCS before that. Because the KPA that TCS has implemented the whole passport seva scheme. When I applied for a passport way back in 2003 or 4, it took me 8 months. Now it is supposed, KPI is supposed to be 15 days. Renewals happen in 3 days. New passports 15 days. That's an innovation in the societal space, right? So I am very proud of that project because I can see something happening which I am directly part of, which is impacting society. There is another project, Ernst, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Earlier if you want to get an appointment, it used to take you 3 to 4 months. If you go down in the morning, you would probably come out of the doctor's chambers by 7 or 8 p.m. in the night. Right now it takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks to get an appointment, and the turnaround time is 90 minutes. That's another project TCS did. Innovation, no new technology, process. How did you optimize the process? Right? So, as I said, innovation is not always technology. Okay, what percentage of innovations fail? I will not again go back to main P. but I will take numbers here. What percentage of innovations fail, do you think? 99%. Okay, I got 99. Anybody going higher, lower?
95. 80 to 90.
Sir, above 90.
Above 90.
95.
95.
So 75.
75. Safe figure. बीच का बोल दिया. Anybody 50s, 60s?
0%.
0%. Why?
Innovations are meant to improve a previous idea or when to implement a new idea. So any implementation or improvement can't be a failure.
Okay, I'll take that. ठीक है? Anybody, any other numbers? 10, 20? So, I will take two numbers here. I am not going to the 20 and all. We got the code. 90% fail. Or, as he says, 0% fail. 0% will fail in an organization which uses that failure to learn. That means 10 out of innovation projects, 9 will fail, 1 will succeed in terms of what I am trying to do. But as he said, brilliant idea, none failed because I did not fail 90% of the times. I learned 9 ways not to do something. Right? And that was Thomas Edison's thinking. Right? He tried 2000 times to make the light bulb. He succeeded in the 2001 time. So he always used to say, I did not fail 2000 times. I figured out 2000 times how not to make a light bulb. So 90% of us will figure out how not to do something. Okay. So we are innovating deep into the innovation journey and all that. But how do we innovate? How do we take that jugaad? Should I pause?
You want to repeat? So I hope that it was a very interesting session and maybe alumni is thirsty, so let's rejuvenate him with a cup of tea.